Are you stuck on which copywriting niche to choose? Are you wondering, why do I even need to choose a niche to begin with? So by the end of this video, you're going to know how choosing a niche is going to benefit your freelance copywriting business. And I want to give you concrete steps that you can take away so that you can choose your niche today if you haven't already done it. So I'm Christine. I'm a freelance copywriter in the technology niche. But before I built my own business, I was in sales for 10 years. So now I teach copywriters how to land freelance copywriting clients using LinkedIn. And I go back to the sales principles that I learned in my 10-year career and try to help freelancers confidently pitch their clients directly using those principles. So if you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube, just write the word niche in the comments so I know that this is resonating with you, and let me know if you've ever had this concern. Like, why do I need to choose a niche? Why is that so important? Can't I just be a generalist? So why I always recommend choosing a niche is because it just helps clients find you and identify you. So when you only speak to a certain amount of people, when you specialize, when you only write in a certain industry, clients, when they spot you, they are able to see, yes, she understands my material, and they're searching for copywriters with expertise in their specific field. So it's really from a keyword perspective. I talk a lot about how to set up your LinkedIn profile so that clients can find you. If you're just a copywriter, or if you're just writer or something very general and vague, it is going to be very hard for them when they're searching into, the search bar on LinkedIn to find your profile, or even if they're Googling your website for SEO purposes. But if you're a real estate writer and a real estate company is looking to hire someone to write copy for their website and they type in real estate copywriter, you have a higher likelihood of showing up. So the tips I'm going to give today are just going to increase your odds of being found. This is important for people who are starting out the way I did, which is having no experience. I had zero copywriting experience, no website, nothing built up yet, no portfolio. So I had to choose a niche because when you build that stuff from scratch, you need to have a direction. So back to the expertise part I was talking about a moment ago. So because you're most likely new and you don't have a ton of copywriting experience under your belt, or maybe your portfolio isn't built out, you want to establish your expertise in any way that you can. So when they see that you copyright for one niche, it really builds credibility and positions you as an expert, somebody that can actually grasp their material quickly and write about it. Because if somebody hires you or contracts out to you, they want to know that you have a firm understanding already. They don't want to teach you from scratch. That's why people hire contractors versus hiring an internal employee, because they don't have the time to spend with a contractor, aka a freelancer. So it is a huge value to them when you come ready and you come to the door with your expertise already on hand. And that's what your niche does. It establishes you as an expert. So the third is efficiency. Okay. So bouncing back and forth from topic to topic can be very exhausting just for your brain. A lot of people don't talk about this, but copywriting is very tiring. You are staring at a screen for 8 hours or more per day sometimes, writing, and it's not just staring, and you can't come hungover and you can't come tired, because your brain needs to be sharp. This is a thinking job. You need to be very sharp in building out somebody's articles, their blog posts, their ads, their website copy. It takes a lot of your brain power. So if you have to switch from real estate to health to pet care to cryptocurrency, that is very exhausting for your brain. And a lot of writers will say, oh, don't choose a niche. I don't want to be locked down to one subject. That's boring. Well, let me tell you what's boring is having to work for hours upon hours upon hours. When you build up your expertise and your knowledge in one area, you can actually blaze through your work and just go enjoy your life. I don't want to sit at my computer for the rest of my life staring at a screen. I went into this profession to get freedom and flexibility and not have a boss staring at me if I need to take a break. So you're becoming efficient when you choose a niche. It's like if I'm writing for this, technology company and they have a similar technology to another client, it all kind of just flows quicker. It expends less energy and it's just more efficient. So I want to talk about how to actually niche down, because this is like a huge question. People say, I just don't know which one to choose. And if you go online and Google this question, it's like, well, what are you passionate about and what do you like to do? And when you're just starting out and when you want to build a full-time income doing this and get paid top dollar and really command a high rate, you're better off not really going with what you're passionate about and actually just building on whatever background and experience you already have. So for me, I'll just give myself as an example. I transitioned from being a software sales rep for technology companies to software and technology copywriting. And why this was so beneficial, even though I really don't come on, it's technology. It's really not that interesting. I just knew about it because I had to learn products in order to sell them to my customers, right? I attended trainings on certain technologies and really got to know it inside and out. And while it is interesting because it can provide customers with benefits, I would rather watch Wendy Williams. I'd rather watch The Real Housewives. I'd rather play with my dog. Like, there's so many things I'd rather do in life than read about technology. It could just be a little bit boring. But I chose that because I knew it was lucrative. There's a lot of money in that niche. It is a lucrative niche. And I chose it because I had a solid background doing it in a past profession. And maybe it's not going to be that simple for you. Maybe you're not going to be able to take something exactly that you were doing in your last career and put it right into your writing. It doesn't always work that clear, that cut and dry and that perfectly. But if you can choose something that you are super knowledgeable in and that you have tangible experience in, when you get on these first initial client calls, that's what you bring up, your past experience, and say, hey, when I was your target audience, when I bought products like yours, when I was studying products like yours, here's how I felt. So I could really get into the mind of your customer base. And when customers hear that, they say, oh, she understands the psychology of our product, of our service. She will understand how to write persuasive copy. And that is a selling point. So the number one tip I want you to take away about how to choose your niche is just build on something that you have experience with. If for nothing else, it is going to make you so much more confident in these meetings with customers because you don't have the writing experience yet to build on, right? So you can't say, hey, I've written for this client, this client, this client. You can't say that yet, but you can really pitch your other strengths in this interview. So that is my ethos or my outlook on choosing a niche. Let me know in the comments. Are you going to choose a niche? I hope you are. If not, tell me why I'm wrong. So I talk a lot about pitching clients. If you want to know how to get on LinkedIn and pitch clients directly, go to my website, paidcopywriter.com. I've created a free template. It's just download it as a PDF. And you can actually use this template to know exactly what to say to clients on LinkedIn. So after you choose your niche and you start targeting clients, because you have to know, which direction you're going in before you just start reaching out to anyone. So that's another thing. Your niche will give you a really solid path and direction to walk. But once you choose your niche and once you get on LinkedIn and you start pitching clients, you want to make sure that the messages you're sending are resonating. And that's what my template does. It just really uses the psychology and the principles that I learned in sales of having to send thousands of emails and look at the open rates and the response rates and really analyzing that data to know what works when messaging clients. So download that if you need help with what to say, if you want to know exactly what to say to clients. And I hope it helps.